Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video is about breast cancer awareness and we are blessed guys to have a senior colleague today on this channel. She is Sister Letitia. Very soon she'll be opening her channel too, so when she starts, subscribe for her, okay? Alright, she is a public health nurse and my senior colleague, so you see, I guess senior is fancy. Senior is Papa. And I know you are going to enjoy today's video because she's very good when it comes to health education. In fact, I've been learning from you. I've been copying her small. So kindly stay glued to your seat and let's go straight into today's video. And hey, kindly subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so anytime I upload a video, you'll be the first to get it. Also like, share, comment down below at the comment section. So let's dive into today's video. Once again, you are welcome to Janeospace.
Thank you so much.
Guys, I will leave everything to her so she take us through the introduction to this breast cancer awareness. So Sister Alice, when we talk about this breast cancer,
Yeah, we are lucky we are in October. October is a very special month for breast awareness. And I want to commend American Cancer Society. It's exactly 36 years ago when they took this bold step to create awareness on breast cancer. Looking at the number of people who were dying then from breast cancer, they took a bold step. And all they wanted to do is to make us a doctor of our own breast. So they consider self-breast examination and also early detection, early diagnosis, and early treatment. So I want to recommend them today. I want to thank them so much for taking this bold step. They have brought us this far. So WHO also took this bold step, acknowledging what they did, and we all come on board. And that is why we are celebrating October as a breast cancer awareness month. So we are here again to tell you something more about breast cancer so that we can all together fight it. B20. About 2.3 million women were diagnosed globally of breast cancer, and 685,000 women died out of breast cancer. So we can all see that breast cancer has become a cancer that we all have to come together and fight. Therefore, this morning, I want us to look at breast cancer. Breast cancer simply means that cancer in the breast, meaning abnormally multiplication of cells in the breast. And this can happen if we don't take a very good look at ourselves, our breast, and examine it frequently to ascertain whether there is anything bad going on with the breast or not.
so you see, I told you are going to enjoy this video today. You see how she's taking us through. So we would like to also know whether there are any causes about this breast cancer.
Breast cancer, research has shown that breast cancer has no cause. The white man will say it's idiopathic, meaning that there is no single thing that you can pinpoint that is causing breast cancer. But there are other things that when you get...
Okay, so what are some of the risk factors of this breast cancer?
Some of these risk factors include age. As you age, the risk of getting breast cancer as a woman is very high. Let me make this point before I go on. Breast cancer is women's sickness. Let me put it that way. It's a disease for women. But research has also shown us that 0.5 to 1% of men can also develop breast cancer. So let's take note of that. Let's go on.
Right.
As I was saying, age is a risk. It's put you at risk. Every woman from 40 years and above has a very high risk of developing breast cancer. Because then your hormones levels have gone down, you have entered, some have already entered menopause, some are on the way to enter menopause, and that alone puts you at risk. Another high risk is obesity. Obesity, when you are obese, when you are overweight, your risk of getting breast cancer is very high. The next one is when you are using a hormone as a therapy. Example, women who are using hormone as a therapy during their menopausal stage, they are also at very high risk of developing breast cancer. Then those who use alcohol. Alcohol is not a very good thing for us. We should try as much as possible to avoid alcohol in all instances. Occasionally, you don't have parties, you take alcohol, but it shouldn't be a habit.
It shouldn't be a routine.
Yes. Alcohol doesn't put us at a very good place. It's always put us at risk of so many diseases, which breast cancer is one of them. And tobacco use, please, tobacco use is also a very bad thing. It puts you at a very high risk of developing breast cancer and so many other diseases. Please, when I talk about tobacco use, I'm not talking about those who smoke cigarettes only. Those who sniff the tobacco, they are also at risk. They are all tobacco. Please, let's take note of that. And wait. The next thing is those who expose themselves to radiations. Please, women and men, those of us who are working at radiological centers or we work in the X-ray department, please, let's try as much as possible to wear our protective gowns. Because when you're exposing yourself to radiations all the time, you're at a very high risk of developing breast cancer. Okay. These are the main things that put us at risk of developing breast cancer. But note that every woman is at risk of developing breast cancer. The next one is family history. If you have a family history of breast cancer, please be careful to always avoid all this risk I've mentioned, especially alcohol use, tobacco use. Try to avoid them. You're already having a risk of coming from a family that have a breast cancer. So do away with those things. Stay far away from them. So family history, if you have a mother, a sister,
hey,
aunts.
Then me too, I'm part of it.
Yes,
Because my grandmother had one, and now one of her breasts is not more.
Oh,
grandma, sorry.
You have to take notes and avoid all the risk as early as possible. So please, those are the risks. Those are people who are at a very high risk of developing breast cancer, even though all women are at risk.
Okay. Let's talk about the signs and symptoms, like what you see and then you realize that no, something is not going on with this breast.
So some of the signs and symptoms is that your breast, the shape of your breast changes. Please, before I come up with the signs and symptoms, every woman knows the breast, the way it look like, the color, the shape, the nipple, the way it stands or the way it's dangling. Everybody knows the breast very well. That is why we are saying that every woman is the master or a doctor of her own breast. You have to alert your midwife, your doctor, your gynae, your nurse that there is something wrong with my breast. Then they will do re-examination to diagnose so that you get help as early as possible. So some of the signs and symptoms depend on you, the individual, but the general ones are dimpling of the breast skin. The skin of the breast becomes dimpled. Please, when we take a look at a lemon, you see the skin of the lemon, the way it looks. It's dimpling. This is how a breast that is developing breast cancer looks like. This is one of the signs. You see that the skin has become dimpled. It's not smooth as it used to be, meaning that there is a sign of breast cancer. And also, you can see your nipple. Your nipple, as an individual, your nipple is out, span alert. But you woke up one morning and you find out that the nipple has inverted or has gone inside. Please, that is not usual of your breast. You have to see your doctor or the nurse for her to have a re-examination and see whether there is something very bad going on with your breast or your breast is in good condition. Another one is the shape of your breast. You know your shape, all of a sudden it has changed. The nipple has shifted a little, or the shape, you see that one has become too bigger than the other. Please, be cautious and see your doctor. But you also have to know that the two breasts are not of the same size. One is always bigger than the other. But if it becomes too obvious, please don't sit at home. Let your doctor or your nurse know and help you as early as possible. And also, you are not breastfeeding, you are not pregnant, but when you pump your breast or you press your breast, you see that there is a secretion coming out or a fluid coming out from your breast, whether clear, whether bloody, or whatever it looks like, please, it's not a good thing. And let your doctor or a nurse. You know, you are talking about early diagnosis, early treatment, so that you can all stay alive. So please, don't undermine anything obvious that you see from your breast that you don't see it. It's unusual. Please alert your doctor or a nurse to help you do that so that you can all stay healthy and be breast cancer free.
Alright, thanks so much, Sister Let, for this vital information on breast cancer awareness. Guys, I hope you are really enjoying today's video. So we will continue with some preventive measures, some of the things that we can do.
Prevention is always better than cure. We always want to prevent the disease from coming at all, let alone treating it. So we have to look at the preventive measures for breast cancer. Number one is self-breast examination. As I said earlier on, self-breast examination is very important. And when we talk about self-breast examination, it should be done every month. So self-breast examination is one of the preventive measures for breast cancer. It's very important because if you see something wrong with your breast, that is when you can get help as early as possible. And this breast self-examination can be done by you visualizing. When I say visualizing, that means you are looking at your breast. You can do that every month when you start your menses. When you end the first 3 to 5 days is the best time for you to do this breast examination to get a good result. And this breast examination should be done the same time every month. So when I do it on the 5th of this month, after my menstrual period, it has to repeat by the 5th of the next month so that you can get the right result, so that you will not confuse yourself with the normal lumps in the breast from the abnormal one. Please, that is very important. The timing is very important for breast examination. What about those who are in their menopause who are not menstruating? Because I said after menstrual period, those who are not menstruating, but they are in their menopause, or those who are pregnant and they are not menstruating, how can they do their breast examination? They can also take a time in the months, the same date, the same time, and do it. Since they are not menstruating, they will take a day. Let's say every 5th of the month, I'm doing breast examination, so that if there's anything strange in the breast, you can compare with the previous month and ascertain whether it's wrong or right. The next thing is that since you are talking about the risk factors bringing us to breast cancer, you have to reduce all the risk factors. Some of the risk factors that we talked about earlier, we see obesity, so you have to maintain a healthy weight. Healthy weight is paramount when we talk about breast cancer. Because mind you, when you gain more weight, you are giving the system more work. Therefore, the cells can abnormally multiply and you ended up where we don't want to end up. Please, the next thing is that you can also do a medical checkup regularly. If you see anything wrong with your breast, don't sit at home, see your doctor, see your gynae, see your nurse to help you as early as possible, because we are still preaching on early detection, early diagnosis, and early treatment to achieve greater results. Then the next one is when you know you have a family history, please look at what you eat, because what you eat is what makes us. Eat a healthy meal. When I say eat a healthy meal, avoid a lot of junk foods, avoid so much fat, and eat in moderation. Avoid alcohol, stay away from tobacco, and stay away from hormonal drugs for so long. Don't be on hormonal drugs for so long unless your doctor has prescribed that. And also, if you happen to work in a place where you are exposed to radiations, please try as much as possible.
Put on your protective wears.
Yeah. It's very important so that we can all together fight this cancer we call breast cancer.
Okay. Thanks so much. So before we go to the conclusion of today's topic, I learned that they said our husbands to tackle the breast first. How? Someone trained food. So I want to ask Silas, is it true? Should they stop or should they continue?
That's funny, but please, there's the question.
So before Silas will answer that question for me, you see, we've been encouraging breastfeeding exclusively for the first 6 months. The suckling is really good and it really helps us because it can also prevent this breast too. So I will leave today. Sister Alex is doing the video for me, so I will leave everything today. So
yeah, it's a very nice point that she raised. Please, breastfeeding is very important. Whilst you are breastfeeding your daughter, you're also helping yourself
if
developing.
Somebody's having sex.
Yes. Hey, people are jealous. Please, whilst you are breastfeeding,
good.
Please, you are helping your child. You are staying far away from some of the risk of developing breast cancer. because the more you breastfeed, the more your risk of breast cancer comes down. Because when you breastfeed, the breast milk doesn't stay in the breast, it forms stasis. When I say stasis, balls, small balls in the breast, that cells are abnormally developed for you to have a breast cancer. So research shows that those who breastfeed, their risk of getting breast cancer is less. So you can see breastfeeding does a lot. Giving benefit to our children, giving benefit to ourselves, even to our husbands. So it's very important when it comes to prevention of breast cancer.
Alright, so guys, me, I'm still breastfeeding. I am feeding and me, I won't stop. I'll feed her. Let our sister has build a conclusion of today's topic. Then we end the video.
So, in conclusion, I'll say that breast cancer is a cancer that we all need to fight globally. I gave the figures and it's so alarming. Please, I want us to do our self-breast examination regularly every month, as I said, and also take.
So, how do we do this breast examination?
This breast examination is done, as I said, every month, and it should be done by visualization. When I say visualization, you have to look at your breast.
So, fam, when before you do breast examination, first of all, the only thing that you need available when you are doing this is a mirror, because you can't just stand by a wall looking through the breast. You won't see it clearly. You won't even see it there. So you just have to look through a mirror, and as she said earlier on, you check the texture of your breast, the size, the color, the shape, and all that. You have to check. We all know that the breast, one is a bit bigger than the other, but it's not that obvious. So if you've been checking and you see, no, this time around this breast is really becoming big, then you should draw an attention to it, or it should give you an alarm that something is not going on well.
Before we conclude, we want to take you through the breast examination. The breast examination, you need a mirror. You have to stand by a mirror so that you can have a view of your breast. So that you can look at your breast very well. You know your breast the way it looks like. So doing this, all you need to know is that first, since you examine one breast after the other, the first point is that you put your hand at the back of your head, you stand in front of the mirror, then you look at your breast. The breast that you want to examine, you look at it and see. Before then, put all your hands at the side, then look at your breast from them. Then you see it at the mirror. You see whether there's any change in the shape of your breast. Is there any color change? Is there any patches on the breast? Is there any dimpling of the breast? Has the nipple shifted? Is there any lump visibly that you can see that no, this side there's a problem with it? You do your visualization first, then you do the inspection by touching. So now you're going to touch your breast. By that, you put the hand at the back of your head. Then you use the other hand to check your breast. Since you are not a professional, all you need is, you know your breast already. So you try to massage the breast gently from the armpits. You go in a circular motion. Use the part of your hand, at least the 3 fingers, the part, here, not the tip. If you use the tip, if there's a lump, you miss it. So you go around, you start from the armpits, you go around in a circular motion, and make sure that you're able to feel every part of your breast. Go around until you are done with one breast. Then when you are done, please press the nipple and see if there is any discharge of fluid coming out. If there is any discharge of fluid coming out, that means you have a problem that you have to see your doctor. Then you change over, vice versa. The same way, from the armpits, you go around it, circular, and so you're able to get the whole breast examined. If you're not sure, you can also press and see. Because you are not a professional, but you know your breast. When you press and there's something strange there, you will know. All you have to know is to let your doctor or your nurse know. Then they will do re-examination to diagnose, to confirm what you are seeing there, whether it's normal or abnormal. If you need help, they will help you as early as possible. Then you press and you alert your doctor or your nurse. And this to be done, I repeat again, this should be done after your menses, 3 to 5 days after your menses. You get the right result. And pick a date that this date I'll do it often, so that you repeat it every month. Every month. The key thing is every month. Don't wait until you have a problem with your breast. But repeat it anytime you see something strange. You know your breast. alert your doctor, so that together we can all be safe from breast cancer.
All right. Thanks so much. Please, before we go to the conclusion, I know that breastfeeding mothers don't do the breast examination. Or it's not true?
Yeah, breastfeeding mothers, we say breastfeeding mothers don't do breast examination because when they do it, it's very difficult for you to diagnose if there is any lump in it, because already the breast is heavy. All the natural lumps in it becomes heavy as a result of the breast milk. So what we are saying is that they can examine their breast since they know their breast. They can examine their breast, but diagnosing any bad defects in it is very difficult. So when they see that they feel any pain or any lumps somewhere, they can still examine and let the doctor re-examine and testify. If the need arises for us to do a scan to see if there is any lump, anything bad going wrong with the breast, the doctor will request that and it should be done. But mind you, diagnosis of breast cancer is very difficult in breastfeeding mother because of the heaviness of the breast. The lump and the breast milk that is lactating in the breast is very difficult to diagnose. But the person knows the breast, so she can tell the doctor how a problem and the doctor will help us early as possible.
All right, so please conclude it for us.
In conclusion, I would say that the survival rate for breast cancer is very high. That's up to 90%. So the key thing is that
Early detection,
early diagnosis, early treatment will get us there. Please, those who are already living with breast cancer, you have to. Treatment is there and you can get cured. Thank you very much.
Well, guys, hope you thank Sister Liz so much for today. She has done so well for taking us through this topic. Thanks so much, Sister Liz. God bless you so much. We would like to have you more on this channel. Okay, so what do you think?
You're always welcome, my dear.
Alright, so she's also preparing for her YouTube channel. I've been encouraging her. A lot of people are out there who lack a lot of knowledge when it comes to health stuff and things. So she will do her channel. So when the channel is ready, I'm going to share her link so you guys should also subscribe to her channel as well. Thanks so much for watching. Kindly share this video if you get it to friends and family to also know about this breast cancer we are talking about. And thanks so much, guys, for watching today's video. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe from you. Kindly subscribe to this channel and be part of this beautiful family, and also hit the notification bell so anytime I upload a video you'll be the first to get it. Also like, share, comment down below at the comment section, and then see you again in our next video. Bye guys.